All right, John McCaig here, JesusChristTrust.net. Um, Thanks for the support, everyone. The donations that you give are the only reason I can stay open doing this, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Um, Hopefully you don't get jammed up like yesterday. Wow, it's really ridiculous that they don't let me go on here a lot of times. It's really not fair, is it? Uh, so I wanted to briefly go into Jesus says take up the cross, and what does that mean? I think that people have to know what the real meaning of that is, right? Uh, the cross is a reference to the 64-year time loop that we're in. And really, I am pretty sure no one else alive has mentioned this. No one has mentioned the 64-year time loop. And so when you're looking, there's also another passage in the Bible that says about, there are false Christs and so on, and false prophets and all that. Well, no one is saying what I'm saying. No one. Literally, absolutely no one has brought up this topic, that we're in a 64-year time loop. No one has mentioned it. No one is saying it. I'm the only one saying it. So I think I've served people pretty faithfully and honestly and truthfully, helping people for over 10 years. You could look at my past and see that I've helped people get out of debt. I've helped people get stop foreclosure 100%. I've helped people get to their money, help people get their finances, the assets, so they can't be stolen. And get the trust at liberty8academy.org. I think I've done my work faithfully for over a decade now, and I have been pretty well ostracized by our entire society, except for the people that sign the trust and get into my work and do my work. So there's a spiritual hierarchy. It exists. It's real. When you see the movie Django Unchained, right? He has a perfect master. His King Schultz guy, right? He has a perfect master. He listens to him. He learns. He has a heart. He's going to get it done, but he learns how to get it done. He was a slave, literally a slave in chains, and his perfect master come along, got him out of bondage, and said, well, this is what we got to do. And his relationship, was really quite similar to Krishna and Arjuna, where Krishna is like, well, you have to regain your kingdom and you got to kill a lot of people on the way to make it happen. And so it's like, okay. And he's willing to do that. In this, you take up the cross, and God is going to take care of all the killing. We don't have to do any of that. Jesus Christ sacrificed on the cross, so we don't have to be like Django and kill everyone and blow up the plantation and stuff. By our actions of, I'm a servant of Jesus Christ. I'm also the current living Christ, meaning whoever wins the age, right? We're in a 64-year time loop called an age, so it's my age long. I won't be killed during this age. It won't happen. And neither does, and no one else will be killed either. Eternal life is what Jesus Christ granted. I give you eternal life. And no one else is saying what I'm saying. Eternal life means you won't be killed, period, until you reach judgment day. No one else is saying that. No one else. No one. They'll say, oh, he spoke of riddles, parables, other meanings. What's his name? Everyone says that about Mayor Baba too. Oh, he doesn't mean it like word for word. I'm like, so you're saying God takes, a human form and is an idiot and can't even write down what he means. Talk about some ego to be able to say that. What's that guy, Ward Parks, right? He's the one that, wrote all the Creation and Its Causes by Mayor Baba, the most recent book under Mayor Baba's name. And, yes, everything that Mayor Baba is in there, but then Ward Parks takes the time to put in that book, like, oh, he didn't really mean it. Hey, J. Baba Duty. I hope your Sundays are going well. I've been praying for you. And, everyone's got to wake up. They have to. The flies are getting me as soon as I say that. But it's a beautiful day of Florida. I'm sitting here parked in the shade, and it's very pretty out. All the snowflakes have come down to bother us, but I can understand why they come. Absolutely, I came down here. I can't understand why they go, but I'm thankful that they go. I know you do your best. Well, I do. And like I said, I'm gonna have to do some traveling to, you have to get the full denial. I can't have different countries saying, hey, we didn't get that information about the 64-year time loop, so that's not on us, it is on each individual, because you're supposed to be listening to the Holy Spirit, Gabriel the angel. That's what you're supposed to do. Your actions are supposed to warrant God stepping in and helping. Oh, I can't do this on my own. I can't, deliver someone from a demon in my family without, God's help. Impossible. So going to the house of God, that helps to it. That's, it's not possible. I've delivered, I performed deliverance and baptism when you leave, right? Well, I'm going to Myrtle Beach for the pilgrimage first, so that's the first stop. And then this winter it's good idea to be warmer places, because everybody inundates this place, and actually the water gets cold. I don't even know why people come this time of year, other than it's so cold elsewhere. I get that, but it's not the best time to be here for me, because it's inundated with people. Everything's expensive. There's traffic, all that stuff. I don't know why people come this time of year. Well, I get it, but I don't know why they leave. Like, you get to Florida, oh, I never been here. This is amazing. Why leave? Oh, yeah. No. I've been in America. I've been through Texas already. I've been through Texas a couple times already, a couple years ago. I've already been through America. Everywhere in America has been going through. I don't need to go anywhere else in America. That don't need to happen. I'm going to help pilgrims go to Mayor Baba's place of pilgrimage, and that's, America's done. I mean, I've been doing for 10 years in America. I've been everywhere. I've been through Texas, the whole place, twice. So, no, I don't need to go there. I've been to California. That place is a horror. Actually, I hate going to the West now. I really do, because the whole place is a desert, basically, except for the Northwest, and that's kind of chilly and cold. At least the water is. So, screw the West. That place is, California, right? Cali's forest. We're in the Cali Yuga. They're already down with Cali out there, right? Like, what do I got to do? I already been. I visited. You all don't want to hear a thing. I get it. No problem. Just pile up out there. It's like, what? Right? No. And the Northwest, I mean, that's just all a bunch of cities and horrible weather. I don't get why people are up there. I just don't understand it at all. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Only place in America I really feel like being is Florida. I don't see the point of being nowhere else. It's just, I've been to the, good places. I'm like, wait, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I've been all over the U.S. I have been all over the United States, and many times in my life I've been all over the United States. So I've been to every state. I think, except for Michigan. Might be the only state I haven't been to. Every other state I've been to. So I've already been in America. I've been in America a long time, a lot of time. Nothing here interests me. It's just so boring. People are just into money, money and boring things that money buys. So I'm not into that. So forget the no-see-ums are out. Yeah, it's gonna be 81 today here. You lived in Michigan? Yeah. No, right? I'm like, wait a second, Detroit? Not missing nothing. Yeah, Destin. I haven't been to Destin, but that gets a lot of good photographs of the water, so it must be quite pretty. What, in Michigan? What's depressing there? I don't know. What do you mean, Kelly? But no, Destin is in Florida. I don't like much up by the Panhandle. I kind of like, and the East Coast is an okay to visit and place to visit in Florida, but I really like it over here. Every other place is kind of overpopulated, a little bit busy and stuff. Yeah, Panama Beach. I just absolutely didn't like that place at all compared to here. It's just, the beaches are too big. So many drunken idiots from Alabama and Texas and all that whole scene is over there. It's like the Panhandle sucks, basically. So, I mean, it's better than any other place in America. Don't get me wrong, but once you get down here, you're like, not leaving. It's really good. No, it's pretty there, no doubt. Compared to everywhere else, it is pretty there. Everywhere in Florida is better than everywhere else in America, no doubt. Even the East Coast, but if you want to be in a city, Tampa's the best city to be in Florida by far. It's getting a little overpopulated, but I mean, like, the Bradenton area is so amazing. There's just a huge section of Bradenton, which is, old like bungalows and stuff that God made, and they banned high rises in the area, and it's just a really big area with a lot of houses, nice streets, a lot of trees. It's just really beautiful. Like, if you want to be in in a city that's not crazy overpopulated, and you like kind of like want to be in a nice neighborhood that's just cool, walk around, ride your bike around, make short visits to do whatever you got to do driving wise. It's really pretty there. And it's also close to Tampa's airport, which is, Tampa has the fastest growing airport in the United States. So, Tampa's really growing. But, Tampa, it's a lot of traffic up there for me. Same with Sarasota. I like being south of Sarasota down here, because the Mayaca is here, this giant nature preserve that basically takes up all the room where you would have like all the suburban overflow and stuff. There's just an enormous area that makes it so people can't build, just can't make this area where I live super big. And really, I think on the reset, what I got where I was, there was hardly anybody here now. And like the strip mall near to where I live was at least 90% vacant. Now it's like, 90% full, and it's got all, overpriced everything in it. Like, as soon as I got in this area, I was like, this is going to be the next, what did I say? That place in Colorado. I can't think of it now. It's not coming to me. But I knew it was going to boom, basically. And then they got, legal weed, and, it's just, this place is going crazy. But there are only so many spots to be here. They just can't build because of this huge area here. I want more mayors. There's only one mayor, right? That's a funny one. So it's all about taking up the cross. That's what I'm doing with this video, is making sure people are focused on that. So Jesus Christ is coming as planned every time in this time loop. 9/11/2033. You understand the time loop? You're wearing the cross. There's only one mayor, right? I walked by this guy on the beach yesterday, younger guy, and he had a giant tattoo all over his back of a compass, where, each like point of the compass is split in two. One's black and one's white. I was like, oh, nice calendar. They all know what's up. All of them know. It's just, our adversaries are, so incredibly dedicated to what they're doing. They never break. It's unbelievable that they never break. Like, what we have to work, what we're up against is, you can't even put words to it, So many of them correctly aligned. They never break. They never go to switch teams. They never break. Never. They never break. I mean, without God's help, there is no chance up in here. And the earlier disciples I've had, not all of them, because YouTube been around for a while. Yeah, the Hunger Games are coming. Right now, great time to buy something on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, or something like that. Craigslist. It's a great time to buy something, because first of all, anything that sort of regular or whatever is so discounted, it's crazy. You don't gotta pay much for it all. And if you're really, a collector of some important anything, you know what I mean? Like, all the stuff that absolutely never comes up for sale comes up for sale now. And that kind of stuff is still getting top dollar. But I mean, I say still getting, but these rare items are coming up that you never, ever, 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 ever see. Like, I saw Pioneer SD 1100. I watched stereo equipment, and that's a scope, a oscilloscope built into a regular like looking component for stereos, and it's unused. Okay, this is from the 70s, the early 70s, right? It's unused. It was unused. It was never touched. You never see one of these go for sale ever. And then this one is untouched, perfect, brand new. The thing went for $7,100, like, you will never see one of them ever. And then I saw this thing come up, and I was like, oh my God, look at that thing go to 3,000. And then at the end it was 7,100. I was like, whoa. So the super wealthy are hoarding the money. They have plenty of money. There's no issues for money for them, but it's the Hunger Games, as Dee Dee pointed out correctly. For everybody else, it's like, you're screwed, like, they're just if you're really smart and you saved up your money and you're wealthy, everything's going to go on a crazy super discount. Real estate, everything, it's going to be super cheap again. People are moving to sell their crap cheap. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's really, there's just so much junk that everybody's selling, So if you didn't get your junk sold, that's not so good. It's because now everybody's selling it. It's the Hunger Games for real. And I also go to the free food that they give away here semi-regularly, just to kind of like pray for them, and just to kind of take a sampling, see how things are going for the people at the bottom, pray for them. And here comes a helicopter. Right, here comes. Oh my God, here comes the orange helicopter right over me. Hi. Oh, you come to see me? Oh, hey, good to see you. Okay, just come right over to me. Hey, that's what I want. The other day, I get info on a house that doesn't have tax records. Interesting in Florida. Oh, helicopter. I could talk to Jack with that happened, right? One time a large drone came over, right? I remember that. But oh, look at this! You're circling me. Oh hi! Your orange helicopter is circling me. Ay ay ay! It's right overhead. So funny. Anyway, just crazy. So I'm just. Yeah, want us to give up? Yeah, no, I don't feel. I think the opportunity to give up kind of came and went. I didn't take the financial offer, and nah. Because now they know what's up, and now they know that I'm doing my best. I'm really doing my best to get other people to the truth and God, which frees up spaces above them. Like how many millions and bajillions of years and lifetimes they gotta go to get to the top, and play this game. And everyone in here had to do it too, like a serious memory wipe. I mean, just make it absolutely gone. It's just people don't respect I'm not talking about the people in here, but I mean people. Oh my God, I get texted like crazy by no one I know. Hey, are you? Hey, are you? Oh my God, it never ends when I try to do something on here. But we got the good weather today, so I'm parked in the shade. I'm gonna have a walk on the beach. Then get back to work as usual. What was I saying about my disciple? Thank you, Didi. I was saying, pretty much. I mean, most everybody that found out about me when I was doing jet work and all that stuff. I don't hear from any of them. They just went straight back to the devil. They're not meant to make it to the end of the time loop. It's kind of crazy. But I think there are other countries that, India, for example, like I'm planning to spend some time there. I think that, they have a tradition of God shows up in somebody and knows the truth before everybody and shares the truth. So, I don't know, maybe someone over there. I mean, it's kind of. I've been over there, but I think I need to stay a little bit longer and do a little more searching and so on, because there's supposed to be, people on the spiritual path and on the different planes over there, looking for the truth. So maybe they are. There's really not anyone here in America I've been beating this bush here for a long time, and I'm going to continue to push out information off here and off Liberty Aid Academy. But as far as getting more people and so on, like I really feel like I've been around in all the states and everything, and it's really been pearls to swine pretty much everywhere I've gone, everywhere. Like, even if miracles have happened around me as stuff has happened, it still is not enough to sway people. They put it off to something else. And so, my conditional silence remains unless someone talks to me. Like that guy with the compass on his back, he turned around, was like, said something. I was like, oh, hey, nice calendar. I didn't say it just by looking at his back, because I'm not saying nothing to anyone. And I'm sort of getting, it's sort of hard to describe, but let me try and describe it. I'm getting a different attitude, I guess, from the we, like, they're coming up to me and making sure I'm okay, sort of how you doing, and uh, stuff like that. I'm like, I'm fine, you know, and I'll say something about reality, and they already know, so I just feel like there's not going to be anyone around me here in America. Ain't nobody really traveled to see me here or nothing, and if they did, they come and gone. So I feel like I put in my time, having easy access to me, and oh man, these gnats are uh, not fierce yet, but they're here. I feel like I've done that, like who else I'm going to say to anything to? I don't, there's no uh, spiritual centers or churches or mosques or anything like that where people want the actual truth. That's just not. I never interact with anyone online or face to face that's just interested in the truth, or they already know it and they're on the other cheap, So it just doesn't happen anymore. Everyone wants to see me, yeah, right? No one, not in America, no one does. Like, I'm going to this pilgrimage thing, and a few people are coming, but no, not really, No one, I mean, I've been posting my address for years, no one shows up. Yeah, it's funny, like, I just kind of have to accept it, basically. Like, America's not gonna be salvaged, The whole place is gonna go. Except for a few houses, I guess, or buildings, or vans, or wherever anyone is living that's doing my work. Uh, yeah, you're not nobody yet, right? You still got your body, so you're not nobody yet, but you will be. Yeah, that's what it is. But I mean, there's no possibility for anyone to spiritually advance, really, without my help. Let's just be real, okay? Unless one of the five perfect masters, the other ones, are helping people, but they already have pre-assigned, people they're helping and stuff. They're already doing it. And, I'm not meeting with those people or nothing like that. They're already handling, like, kind of like the bottom few, that are out there that are kind of moving. Uh, they're already doing that. And people didn't immediately sign up for a pilgrimage when I have it in India, so they ain't going to India. And they have only a few people, really, like 10 or 12, something like that. And of all of America are going to go to this pilgrimage at the Baba Center in Myrtle Beach. I mean, I've been doing this work a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like a decade. Okay, I haven't come out with all the truth in all that time, but I was telling what nobody knows every single step of the way. Going up the spiritual planes and divulging all the truth and posting all the proof of me doing all that. And like doing it in real time. So, and that's just not good enough for people here. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, me not helping is more important because I feel like the point is as we get closer to the end of the time loop is my area of Florida is going to be just fine, like totally cool. And everywhere else is going to start to burn like Lahaina and Paradise, and they're going to start being turned to ash. Well, God's just going to do it. It's automatic. It's not me doing anything. I'm just like playing a role. And you go tell the truth to everyone, and they accept it or they deny it. That's all. I don't have any power over them. I don't have any thing, but to mention, hey, you got free will, and here's the truth. You either accept it and change the way you're living. In other words, you ask God to forgive what you've done up to this point, because here's the truth, or, well, you get it a million times worse. So, and I want everyone to get it a million times worse. That's where I am with it. Like, let's beat up the whole burn it up game. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing to do. It's too late come Judgment Day. Like if you're, think you can get it done that day when everything's super obvious. It's like, well, that's not going to work out for you. That's all the Bible lovers, right? They're all like, I just have to say his name at the end. Sorry, I'm not getting any of these either. I just have to say his name at the end and I'll be good to go. It's like, I don't think that's gonna be how it works out, because I gotta say, I said Mayor Mama's name at my end, at my last death, in 2017, when I touched that tube. That was my last death, my final death, the 7th plane death, and it's just involuntary come out of my name because I'm at this, place where I did the actions, and now automatically I hit to the 7th plane. It come out of my mouth, but I didn't consciously say anything. Gabriel's there, made it come out of my mouth. That's it. I didn't do it. I did. So your actions are what make Mayor Baba come out of your mouth on the last second. Like, that's what makes it happen. Nothing else makes it happen. You can't. It wouldn't make any sense otherwise. Hey, Mike. I'm down here at the spot. It's looking pretty today. We just had a helicopter fly by. The orange one did a loop over me. I got it on video, but it's quiet now. All the snowflakes are here. No, it's just a no-see-ums. They're in here biting me, telling me to stop. Stop talking. So this is about taking up the cross, meaning, if you don't say God's name, and start now, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. That's our Savior who's coming, you see. And you can't get to the Father, right, Mayor Baba, you can't get to him unless you come through Jesus Christ. You can't do it unless you're like, oh, this 64-year time loop, Jesus Christ is coming, he's been given all the power, every knee must bow, every tongue confess. And when it says every tongue must confess, it's like, well, you got to say you're with the devil by not being able to say Jesus Christ, Like, oh, you can't say it? Well, that's a confession right there. You didn't say his name. That's a confession to who you are, you see? Are the helicopter trying? Not yet. Not yet. That would be nice, but no. It's funny, I went by where you get off Laurel Park Road, you take it right there, and you could go into Starbucks there and Chase Bank right there, and you take a left and Publix is there, right off of Tamiami, Mike, and there's some old dude always begging there, and now there's an old dude on one side, one corner, and a family, literally an entire family begging with a giant sign right across from them. So the begging has got more intense and here, and the financial difficulties are getting more intense. That's what I'm seeing here. So the opposite of dropping money. We're doing another Jimmy Carter, We're doing Brandon's president. It's like, well, I'm doing my best to help out the, creepy rainbow creeps and try to put them in power and, all the crazy, evil stuff. Up to nothing, basically. I am trying to make it much worse, so, I'm doing my best. And so, it's like, let's raise them interest rates. Let's make everything cost like we can't even afford food, I mean, I think I saw something, a stat the other day of since Brandon's been president, prices have risen 20% across the board. I mean, That's quite a that's quite a horror right there, you know? That's quite a horror. They're not building high rises everywhere here because they got rules against doing some of that, you know? The people that got in first here in the, the nicest place there is, they don't want them high rises around here. They just don't. The ones that are already here, fine, whatever, you know? Uh, but, in other places they are, in Florida, definitely. Like Miami is just all high rises. It's just horrible. I don't know how people can live up there. I just don't get that. I'd rather be a lot closer to the ground myself. It's like really, when I say they're hive minded, they're like bees, they're like living in this hive. It's crazy. I don't understand how they can sleep at night and stuff. It don't make any sense to me. Mike, I'm playing for Florida especially good. In Cincinnati, Ohio, I'm enjoying abundance and lower food costs. Nice. Shopping carefully. My wife and I at $5 are eating $150 a week average. That's cool. But you're in Sin City, right? Sin. We're gonna sin twice here. But that's an amazing place. You should check out the old. I don't know if I haven't been there, but I'm always amazed at the God's architecture in Sin City. Uh, it's amazing. Some of the old buildings there, from the jump of the time loop, are really crazy amazing. They really are. Sin City has a lot of that there. Definitely worth checking it out. Uh, yeah, well, high rises, Hey, if we don't have some giant buildings falling down and stuff, like, the fireworks come Judgment Day is kind of like weak, Like, we gotta have the hives just, kaboom, Think 9/11. Yeah, the architecture is amazing. It is. People can't do that, Like, that's impossible. You build stuff. No way humans could do it. Especially, no, we did this before power tools. It's like, what did you just have the audacity to say? You built all these things before power tools. Oh, yeah, it was easier back then because, wait a second, it was what? It's hilarious. The story is just absolute fairy tales. I can't wait to start gardening in the spring. Cool. I sent my buddy all your information. I was very excited to share your message. And he said he was a prophet and say to himself, but you gotta like the other team. Once you overcome them, they sort of become like, it's like going to Disney World as an adult. You're like, yeah, you're like Mickey Mouse in a costume, but where you're like 3, it's like, Mickey Mouse, oh my God, what? You're a prophet too, what? That's great, what? You know? They could obviously say a few things that will make you think they're a prophet. Hey, did you know blah, blah? I've already released that, so much information. They can release up to what I've said in certain situations. If I've already broken the trail, they can say some things. They could much easier now that I, progress the truth this far for them to be like, oh, hey, did you know, da da da. They could seem like they're, the one breaking all the truth now. They can. It's in their rule book that they can't say it until it's been said. Why? Because, then it would be impossible to tell who the actual prophet is. Like, and that's their goal, to make it seem like, oh, we can't even tell who the current living Christ, who the prophet is. We can't tell. Well, you can tell if you really, are seeking that information. My information's been out there for a long time now. Can tell, but they're trying to throw up the smoke screen to whoever's not ready, and that's not really that hard to do. Yeah. So. I just wanted to go into, taking up the cross. It means taking up the truth, it means taking up Jesus Christ. It means taking up the 64-year time loop. It means, signing the trust, giving everything away to God. And then, you're in the world, but not of it. Okay, I have to manage my finance. I have to go. I'm in Sin City. You're not one of them, right? They don't have to eat. They don't have to drink, nothing like that. But we do. So, like Mike's making the best of it, using all the hacks, be aware he can make some money, be aware it's cheap, doing the things that he could do. That's what we could do, That's what we could do. Yeah, finding Christ, you took up the cross. Yeah, that was. What? I got the 7th plate in my spot in the spiritual hierarchy in 2017. And it's almost 2024. It takes 7 years until you get told by a perfect master, "Hey, you're God, man." You get told you're a saint along the way. You get told. I got told who I was, and I'd be like, "Wait, no, what? No, what?" That's because that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for God. Get me out of here. Because all the time, get me out of here. That's all I was going for. I wasn't going for you know being someone in particular at all. No, I just want to. Who is it? Get me out of here. Whoever it is, get me out of here. And then, it's you. Well, talk about a fight to destroy the ego. It's like, I have to tell people what? They're not listening to me already. And I got to say that, talk about people not listening to me, yeah, so I just say prophet, because the prophet can tell the truth, and the other team, they can't tell the truth first. I can tell the truth first, they can't. So that's just a way to not overweight and overwhelm the situation, I think, and just speak the truth and get it accepted or not. So before the spelling police get me. I am the spelling police too. I make sure that people get their spells right because I care about them. I gotta get some lambs up in here through the gateway. It's like, how kids, so few. It's crazy. But I'm getting so few. It's something I really have to walk the beach and let go every single day. How in the world can I be saying the absolute truth all the time with proof and almost no one is interested? It's just, to me, it's something that just constantly, oh, you're given this spot in the spiritual hierarchy. I'm like, okay, well, I wanted to help people, and then you realize, wait, I can't help hardly anyone. It's just amazing what God has done and put together, and this whole thing for so few people. Talk about God loving someone, the few people that God loves. God knows who's going to follow the truth and go with God to the end. God already knows all who that is, and knows it's so few. And I just, it's the biggest difficulty of me doing my work by far. It's just the absolute biggest difficulty. Here's one thing. I'll release one thing today. Okay, Kelly, you've been interested in a free house. I'm gonna just say it straight up. What if anyone wants to get a free house? What would be the only kind of free house to get? Right? There's only one. Let's see if anybody can get it in a live chat. Right? Let's. Hey, Jesus Christ, right? Send me the Holy Spirit. You should be praying that. What's the only type of house that anyone should get with a free house? There's only one. There's only one, really. There's only one. Yeah, bank code. That's but that's not what I'm getting at. Like, yeah, bank code. You're right. You're right, Didi. Correct, correct, correct. Bank code. You're right. That's 100% true. You're right. You're right. Uh, REO is bank code, but I'm saying like a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? A high rise. You know. I don't know. I'm looking at like a marina. Uh, you know. Uh, like what kind of building? You see what I'm saying? Not who owns it. Yeah, a bank code. You're right. But I'm saying what kind of building is the only kind of building to get? What is the only kind? You got to think this through. DD wins. DD wins. That's right. House of God. House of God. No, not commercial. A church. DD's right. It's got to be a church. You see, churches have, not all of them, but a church has a place to live. Not a no, not a courthouse. No, no, not a courthouse. A church. Why? Because people are going to flee. Like places are going to burn. The trouble's going to come. Like not fake trouble. Not like, hey, we got a pandemic that never happened. It's like no, it's going to be absolutely real. And people are going to want to, flee to a sanctuary. You know, and they're going to be tested at the gate. Who can get in? And churches have much churches have like a place for, who's running the church to live. So you would get a church with, a house on the property too. You know what I'm saying? So, and of course, it's going to have a lot of parking and stuff. So you could get like tent cities set up with all the homeless. So that's the place to get. That is the only place to get. There is screw getting other places. What's the point? That's not in service of others. It isn't. Getting a church is in service of others. And where should you get one? You should get one near me, obviously, because who's going to speak at the church that can speak the truth? Like, you don't want that on your shoulders, Like somebody's got to run the grounds and the building and all that kind of stuff. Great, that's for you to do. And you be there every day with God, so up the plains you shall go in a sanctuary. It's already been claimed for Jesus Christ. And that's my point. Exactly. And they've taken it, right? They've already taken it. But there's got to be some place that's banco, that's a church, Exactly. The closer to me, the better. You see, then I could show up there and be like, I'd be doing like this, except for up on the altar, like, hey, who wants deliverance? Who wants, let's get it done for real. And let's do it in there. And let me just go through some of this right now, okay? First of all, a trust would own it, right? The trust would try and take it, not anyone in particular. And it would be a trust that wouldn't be associated with me, right? I would just be, hey, I'm just visiting. What? I'm just visiting speaking. I'm visiting someone, and they can't touch me. They're absolutely horribly afraid of me. So if I'm over there, oh, what? Hey, well, I don't mind going to the gate and be like, hey, what? I'm just visiting. Like, I was invited to speak at this church. I'm a Christian minister. So what? No, I'm not a part of anything, whatever. But if you can say Jesus Christ, let me see you say it, right? Right in front of me. They can't pass me. They can't pass me. No way. You can use the Vatican rules the way you use the elites, yeah. In Jesus Christ's name with a trust, exactly. It's not that. It's simple. Like you would have, like Kelly's like, get me out of here. Oh, you want to get out of here? You want to really, really? Who wants to really get out of here? You see what I'm saying? Like who wants to actually get out of here? You follow me? Yeah, there are plenty of churches up north, right? But that's not near me. I ain't going up there. They can have them. The whole place is going to burn. I don't give a crap, right? I'm in Florida. I already came to the best place. It's got to be convenient for me. Too bad. Too bad about the rest of the place. That's not my problem. That's everybody else's problem. Oh yeah, way more vacant churches up north. 100%. Absolutely, absolutely, Mike. You're right. You're right. You're right. 100%, you know, way more up north. And it's not going to be, oh, hey, I got this church. You know, there'll be a couple churches probably that have to get tried and so on until, you know, thing gets all nailed down perfectly, you know? Yeah, go find 3, go find 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, gotta find like and don't start unless you're gonna finish. Like, if you don't get it right the first time and they take it, what'll be next time? You learn every time. That's where I lost some disciples the first time. Ain't nobody got touched. No problems happen to nobody. And they just quit. You know, they don't got the heart for getting to the finish line. It ain't supposed to be easy. If it's easy, then everyone would do it. No. Asking permission for you can't do it, Dee Dee. I already said. Sorry. No. You don't get to do. Kelly brought it up. Uh, so no. You don't get to. You already have your orders. You're already doing what you need to do. You see how you're preparing the ground by what you're doing? Do you see what I asked you to do? And you're doing is preparing the ground, literally preparing the ground. You're preparing America for what's going to happen. Do you see how you're doing that, TD? You see how I can't just take people to the Baba Center in India, right? They crack the vessel, boom, done, right? No, spiritual foundation has to be laid, you know, at other churches. And so what? You know, that's work for somebody that's willing to, you know, like, oh, the septic's overflowing. You got to get down in there and dig a new one. Who's willing to do that, right? Who was that? Who was the shit work? Like the people that want to advance. That's who. That's who. And so I give you the shit work to do and you do it. That's great, you know? And it's not easy, you know, but you'll see like the reality of the situation and the foundation gets laid. And then I'm just bringing it up today. Like I've been patient. I've been waiting for feedback on this, but now I'm just gonna say it. You know. You know, you're gonna want to have. You're gonna want to immediately sort of like gather people. You know, like immediately go online, start delivering people, freak out the public, and then the homeless start to set up tent city on the property. What are you gonna get rid of everybody? You're gonna, you know, try to shove everybody out of here, and everybody's taking Jesus Christ's name. I don't think that's gonna happen. You see. Anyway, it'll be fun, right? You're always getting dirty. That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, Mike, you got the skills too, you know, to do what I'm talking about. So you're one that could do it. Kelly's one that could do it. It's not easy work. No, you don't just stay quiet, Dee Dee. I know you're praying God's name while you're quiet. Right? And I know you're up in a church every Sunday. And you're the only one I asked to do that, is to go into a church every Sunday. You're the only one. And you know, you're like, ah. I'm like, no, I didn't ask you if you wanted to. You asked what should you do, and I say you should do this. And so you're doing it, so. No, you should keep doing what you're doing. It's needed. Like, you know, one of Mayor Obama's disciples, he had him say, he didn't do any other work for Mayor Obama his whole time he was with Mayor Obama. He did one thing. He said God's name 10,000 times a day silently. That's all he did. He didn't do anything else. It's important. You see, it's very important that occurs inside a church. That someone is crying out to God nonstop inside a church must happen. And it's like, well, we don't have a church. We just got, you know, the Perrys up there, the priests, right? The ones who come over and over and over. And by the way, I don't say I'm perfect master. Do I say that? Like, I used to, but I'll say that. I say I'm a prophet, right? Because what? Right? Perfect. Perfection, Perry, right? That's someone who remembers their whole time, you know, right? A perfect master is here not just for one age, for all the ages in a cycle. Do you see? All the ages in a cycle. You follow? all the ages of the cycle. They have to remember every cycle and everything about it and everyone and all that stuff. You see, so they remember their previous lifetimes. They're not playing the game. They already win the game when they finish their cycle. That's their work. They don't have to play the game as one of the 7,000. They're one of the perfect masters. That's what they do. You see? That's who's who, what's what. I mean, Bear Mama said I can come in and that I'm one of the perfect masters. I'm trying to point out, do you see what's different about me? They wipe my memory. They don't wipe the memory of the other perfect masters. They don't wipe their memory, you see? They have a different role, a different job. They wake me up. That's their job. Wake me up. And then they wake others up who are coming into different time loops and different. They know who's who and who's going to run each age and you know, fill in that spiritual hierarchy and moving the other team up and stuff. Do you see? That's their job. And to wake me up. I'm supposed to wake up to 7,000. And I'm supposed to live like them. Have my memory wiped. Have the difficulties. Have nothing. All that stuff. You know, I'm not supposed to be like, oh, you're so much better than anyone. No. I'm supposed to point out anyone can do this. And this is how. If you know, like we're all from God. You get it? Like there's nothing in Noah is separate from God. So, you know, it just pushes a bunch of buttons to say, oh, I'm Christ. You know, it pushes a whole bunch of buttons. It's true. And I say everyone else has to achieve that Christhood. Everyone has to. There's different ways to do it. Christhood just means you're one with the Father. Jesus said, my Father and I are one. That's it. My Father and I are one. I do exactly what God tells me. I'm just one with the Father. That's all. That's what that means. It's not like, oh, I'm, you know, that's all it means. I have knowledge of what's going on. There's a responsibility, a requirement to do it. Other people can win this game. But no one can win it first except for me. No one else can win it first. It's not possible. Why? Because only perfect masters can take you all the way. And they're the ones that know, oh, it's him. He's doing it. Also, in every other age, right? We hear about them. Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, right? They are in prior ages. You see, and all that information is laid down in temples and mosques and churches and everywhere, in spiritual texts, everything. My name will never be mentioned in any age ever. You see, that's a Kali Yuga. It's not going to be like, oh, we start again, right, into another age, and then you're going to hear about John McCaig. Never. No one's ever going to hear about me. Not ever. You think about that difficulty of that role. I'm never going to get the respect that they get. Never. It's never going to happen. Never. It never will. You see? It makes it so much more difficult for people to come to the truth. It narrows the gate so much more. Like Mayor Mama said, I'm the reviled one. I am. I'm the reviled one. Everyone, you know, like people are, oh, who are you or whatever. And to them, I'm like, I'm the reviled one. I'm the hated one. I'm the one everyone hates. You know, like one of them said to me at the drum circle once, hey, everyone tells me you're the one holding up our spiritual progress. I'm like, true, but I'm also advancing it. If you want it advanced, it's up to you and your free will what you do with the truth. If you listen or don't, yeah, I'm totally holding up your spiritual progress. True that. Everyone wants to advance for real. I'm making it so you can advance. So it was true what he said. All right, so that's the free home information. The free house of God, like, you know, what? Other houses important? Not like that, you know, not like that. Take up the cross. Do you see? Take up the building of the cross. It has the cross on it, has his name on it. Take up the cross. You see, just go in and like, no, I'm taking up the cross. You say it can't be done? Well, I'm here to see if it can be done. That's it. Well, I know they can't touch me. I know they can't shoot me. Like, I'll head on over. Hey, yeah, well, this is the place. Great. Let's go live. You know, here at the, you know, exact address, everything. What? Hi. Anybody homeless? I just put out a big sign out there. Tick, 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 right? If you're homeless and you're Jesus Christ, fill out this application online or fill out this written application and put it in. And then park your camper over here, fill up the place, right? A bunch of people who want to be in that church, want to be with God. What are they going to do? Yeah. What? War. It's war. It's like Gandhi war, right? No, what? We're hungry and homeless, and the church said we could be here. What are you talking about? What? We're just here. Like, they don't have to know the whole deal or whatever. I'll be preaching about it, but who's brave enough with Jesus Christ? You want to be here? Yes, no. And if I take the place, which I will, and cause judgment day if no one else does, but if I take the place, I make it so people can't spiritually advance, which I'll do. If nobody wants to do it, hey, fine, then I'm still going to make it happen, obviously. I know it needs to happen, and as soon as I point it out, like I did today, Dee Dee got it right, but isn't it super obvious? Let's have the war at a church. Come on, in his name. You think Jesus Christ is going to step in the only war that's going on anywhere for real? You don't think God's going to step in? You don't think there's going to be some miracles thrown up in there? Come on. Come on. You want to see some miracles, eh? That's how. Right? Who's a miracle addict? Who wants it that bad? Oh, the dads don't like me saying all this. Anyway, why not just say it, right? Why not just say it? Well, they can't stop me if I don't do anything, right? I'll be like, what? What, I'm just visiting? Like, I'm just driving there in my homeless vehicle like all these other people. What? I heard there was a place I could hang out there, You cops throw us out of everywhere else, so I just went to the church for a sanctuary. And so, proving sanctuary is real. That's how them other vacant churches up north can get taken. You see what I'm saying? You get one done in Florida, and that's where it starts to spread like a virus. That's what they don't want. That virus of truth spreading to their real estate. They don't want that. Too bad. Judgment Day is coming. Let's line up, right? What property are you on? Okay, well, let's line up, right? Those other ones went to ash. All right, people follow the truth. Might as well just give it away. Oh my God. Like, what a fly up my nose. Ugh. All right, I feel like did I give enough truth away today, huh? Am I pretty, always breaking trail up here in the truth and say what's going to happen straight up? Am I always doing that? I'm always doing it. I'm not doing it all at once so that people could come to it slowly. You see what I'm saying? Come to it slowly. But I will say, as I've explained today, there's a spiritual benefit to going to a Christian church regularly on Sundays. There's a spiritual benefit to it, especially if you're talking about, I want to be the one taking to church and stuff. You don't think there's a spiritual benefit? There is. There is. You got to go in there and say his name. You see what I'm saying? You don't think you're going to have stuff happen when you go there? You don't think they're going to know exactly who you are? You're going to be in there praying for God's help taking church. You should go into church and prepare yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's a preparation for the work. This is the real work. What, the devil knows the church is up in here? Now, yes. Is that supposed to stay that way? Come on, people. Come on. Come on, we got to start with one. If I can't get in there, if it's someone they don't fear fully, maybe they turn you. Let me roll up in there. They could have turned me. They already let me go once. Not even a slap on the wrist. No touchy at all. I don't got no problem going by any place that somebody gets at church. I'll be right. Let's do the first ceremony, right? Baptism. Who wants to see some miracles? Throw that up on a video. They're going to be even more scared to come. You follow? Oh yeah. That's enough truth for one day. We don't want to overdo it now. Everyone, think about what I said. Your actions should represent the knowledge that you've received. You see, from on high, from God. I'm obviously the prophet. I'm here to speak the truth and advance the people that want to advance spiritually. You want to get out of the dome? Oh, you say it enough times, you're going to hear the truth, and I'm going to tell you how to get out of the dome. I mean, I've been patient, you know what I mean? I've been very, 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 very patient, and it's been one, I want to get out of the dome. So you want to get out of the dome, is that right? Is that really, really, really? Okay, let's see. You follow? Let's see who wants to. Let's see who don't want to. Let's really see. Can't do it by yourself. You have to do it like, is this the right place? Is that the wrong place? You can't do it by yourself. You can't make those choices. You can come up with a list. You have to. You have to do all the legwork and all that stuff. That gets you to advance spiritually. Okay, but you can't make the final decision for me to go to a place that I'm not involved in the decision, because, the karma got to lay on my back. Got to lay on my back. I don't want to lay it on your back. No, I'm here to I'm here to get spiked to the cross. That's me. Not you, right? You do a certain level of work, you don't have to reincarnate, you go to God, yeah. But I'm the one that gets nailed on that cross. All right, everyone, try and digest all that. And I'm saying go to a house of God and say your prayers, and God will help you digest everything I just said today. All right, I'm going to jump off. God bless everyone in the name of Jesus Christ. All right.